Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Daily Masters cast. We're going to be casting a very nice... actually, I can't remember. It's a PvP. That's right, PvP. So, it's going to be between two extremely awesome players. The first is going to be NaNiwa. He is from Sweden. He plays for the Team Alliance. And, yeah, looking pretty good. Looks like his WCS rank hasn't been updated for 2014. Because he's still got 3,500 points. So... would not expect him to have that much in 2014. And our other player, Mr. JYP, I am of course looking at the Wikipedia website for all of this information. So yes, he is from South Korea, Mr. JYP, and he plays for the Evil Geniuses team, and currently his rank has been updated, so he's on 0. So yes, all very, very interesting, but it's going to be an awesome game between these guys. It was taken out of... I can't remember whether it was the group stages or the playoffs for the WCS. No, not the WCS. It was DreamHack Winter. Going through a whole lot of DreamHack Winter tournaments right now. So, yeah, definitely one of those. And it's going to be pretty awesome. So, Mr. JYP going for the double gas straight off. I don't know what that means, but it potentially means Stargate play. And definitely, yeah, I would say Stargate play straight off a Cybercore. And yeah, so that's probably what he's going to be doing. Meanwhile, NaNiwa only with a single gas so far, which I don't know, still could mean Stargate play, but it means he's doesn't want to get out super fast, or it may just mean like Templar Archives for some nice blink tech. PvP blink tech is very, very awesome. I don't know, maybe JYP is even rushing for Archons. I mean, rushing for Archons is a very, very viable strategy as well, because it's really awesome. We can see here that straight up mining the double gas, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's doing alright, but you can see that JYP's minerals are definitely a little bit lower, and he is pushed ahead on workers a little bit though, so he's still doing alright. But over time, the fact that he's got this earlier gas will mean less overall minerals, and it will mean he's able to produce less workers in this small-ish amount of time, but does allow him to get that Stargate out, and it doesn't really matter anyway, because NaNiwa has got his second gas out, and what is he going to be thinking about? I'm really not sure, but he is pumping out Stalkers like there's no tomorrow, so he's probably thinking about early pressure. Got a single Zealot, scouting for proxy pylons. It's always a good idea to be scouting for proxy pylons, just in case your opponent is doing like a 4-gate or something really dodgy like that, but not going to be happening. We do have Mothership Core coming out and a Stargate. Man, I hate this game hard interface. I mean, it adds some nice things like the icon on top of the Nexus to tell you what it's actually building. That's nice. And this info panel down the bottom is nice, but the fact that the buildings keep disappearing, man. I read somewhere it's got something to do with whoever's viewing it at the time. So if none of the observers are actually viewing that base at the time, like none of the players, then technically the buildings don't exist, or some stupid crap like that. I don't know, it doesn't make much sense, but that was apparently the explanation for it. So yeah, but coming in here, 2 Stalkers and a Zealot. I don't know if NaNiwa can make this happen. He might be able to, but he's chrono boosting what came out there, Oracle. So yeah, with the probes coming out, it looks like JYP is going to be playing it safe. Looks like the Stalker is going to go down, and now the Zealot's going to be cracking into the probes. Takes out a couple of them, but the probes are going to surround this, and there is a Zealot out there as well. So this guy's pretty much dead. The Stalker is pretty much dead, but they're not actually dead yet. There we go, Zealot taking out the other Zealot, and the Stalker is now going to have to kite all around the map. Although the Mothership Core could very easily finish that off, assuming it doesn't let its shields get back up, which it looks like it is going to. Meanwhile, the Oracle going nuts, and it doesn't look like NaNiwa had anybody at home to defend this, because that's got 7-8 kills so far. So much more efficient at killing than that Stalker incursion. Now he's going to play the up and down game. He goes down the ramp, and JYP just goes up, straight up, and then NaNiwa has to go all the way around, and NaNiwa's not going to fall for that, so he's just going to stay up the top, choosing not to chase it down, because yeah, it's an air-based unit, and the fact that there's this little tiny ramp there means it would take so much longer. Of course, that is going to change once Blink does come out, because once he has Blink, he can start to do all sorts of funky stuff, perhaps even blinking under this thing, and Blink is close to be finished, but it's not quite there. Give it another minute or so, and then the Oracle will come in, it'll get a Blink under it, and it may get destroyed very, very soon, but the Stalker's actually moving out, There are now... Well, there's still 2 Stalkers at home, so that should be enough just to drive it away. Probe coming in as well, sneaking into the main base. I don't know what that's going to be. Possibly a proxy pylon up the back there. Very nice the way that snuck in. And here comes the Oracle. Should get chased away by the Stalkers. May get another kill. No, it gets backed away. And does actually blink to scare it away. So that is going to tell JYP that he is facing against blink Stalkers. And that might be something that worries him. But he does have a fair amount of Stalkers here. He's also managed to get 1 Void Ray out. And that is going to make a hell of a lot of difference when going up against Stalkers, man. A single Void Ray is just going to shred these guys. There are actually a lot, man. NaNiwa has been building like a ton more. So he's got a very decent amount here. It's like 10, 11 Stalkers or something. And if he blinks under the Void Ray, it could be all over for JYP. All it's going to take is 1 blink under the Void Ray dies, boom, and that would be game over, because that's just a ton of Stalkers. But Immortal coming out as well. And here we go. I mean, NaNiwa's got to make something happen pretty soon, because the Immortals are going to start coming out. He's dancing on the edge of that Nexus overcharge. He's just going to blink away. He's just going to play it safe. And here we go. A couple of Zealots coming in for JYP. And these 3 Stalkers might be able to do it, but that's going to take some additional micro, which is all the less micro that NaNiwa can be using. And here comes the Oracle at the same time. Going to focus on the Oracle, which is definitely the right choice here, but needs, oh man, gonna need the micro. He'd love to warp in some units here, but I don't know if he wants to. I think he wants to save them for warping out there. No, there he goes. Beautiful play, absolutely beautiful. They were obviously attack moving on the Stalker. Got trapped by the Zealot, warped in that gap. Absolutely fantastic, and now the Zealots are going to go down. Meanwhile, the main army coming in. Blinking in, they are going for it, and losing a lot of units though. NaNiwa's lost a lot of units. He got 1 Immortal. He had a crack at the Void Ray, but then the second Immortal showed up, and that is just game over for that attack. There's no way he can finish it off now. And that additional Ruckus in that side of the map, I mean, I'm very impressed that he managed to hold this off and actually go in at the same time. That's an incredible amount of micro. Absolutely incredible, but in the end, it just didn't work out. He's getting a bunch more Stalkers, but there's an Immortal and there's a Void Ray, and those 2 guys are just Stalker killers at the moment. So he would need a massive amount of units to really take this on, and he's going to try it, but I just don't see it happening. I really don't. So he'd love to get a good angle though, get a good angle on one of the units, either the Void Ray or the Immortal, sort of take it away from the rest of the guys, sort of pick it off. But there's a second Immortal out there now. I don't think NaNiwa is going to have this. I mean, maybe mix in some like Zealots. Zealots would be good if they manage to get the Immortals hitting the Zealots. Then he can blink in, wipe out the Void Ray, and hopefully the Immortals don't hit the Stalkers. But, I mean, JYP, I have no doubt that he will micro those guys correctly and make sure that they hit the Stalkers rather than the Zealots. So, we'll see. There we go. I mean, there's a ton of Stalkers out here. I mean, he's got a lot of gateways, I feel like. Oh, only 3, but he's definitely pumping units out of them. And what he is doing here, very, very well, is making sure that JYP does not get an expansion. But with 3 Immortals now out on the field, I'm not sure if he can really do much to stop it. Surprisingly, he has not got his own 3rd. I would have thought this would be an absolutely fantastic time to get his own 3rd for his own expansion, for NaNiwa, but choosing not to, and the time warp resulting in a fair amount of losses there. So, I mean, NaNiwa really needs to get back into it. That Oracle is still reeling from that Oracle hit. He's 6 workers behind now. Still reeling from that Oracle hit, and he needs to get back into it. And I feel like an expansion right now, it would be great. I mean, he's got no Stalkers. He's moved his Stalkers out. He thought the Oracle threat was no more. Turned out he was wrong, and this Oracle is going to get away as long as he keeps moving the damn thing. Oh, chasing it to the edge of the earth, but still manages to do it, and here we go. Actually spent a bunch of money building those 2 Stalkers, so he can't afford a Nexus anymore. Voidflay is not expanding. I don't know. I feel like it's a fairly stable sort of situation. I mean, alright, it's stable because JYP hasn't moved in yet. I mean, 3 Immortals and a Void Ray. Fair enough. NaNiwa is scared. He's very, very scared. And I do not blame him at all. I don't know what this probe is doing. If he's not building an expansion, he's being... Oh, there we go. Stalker's going to be chasing away, so that Oracle's not coming in. But JYP choosing to move in. He's also choosing to expand, so that is a great move. And NaNiwa, I guess the main reason he hasn't expanded is because he's too worried about the massive army that could be coming at him. And he's very, very right to be worried, because they're coming in now. and I don't think he's got enough to deal with it. I mean, he hasn't really. He hasn't got a Robo facility yet. He's got everything into Blink, but the fact that there's 4 Immortals on the field, I mean, Blink just doesn't have what it needs right now. So, yeah, he had what looked like it may have been a chance early on to put some pressure on, but JYP got a quick Void Ray off the Stargate, and that shut everything down. And now NaNiwa, I don't think he has a chance right here. I think he's going down. 4 Immortals is just way too much for him to deal with his main Stalker army, and he doesn't have the time to get out stuff. There we go, another gateway down. He's only got 1 gateway with another one on the way. Overcharge the Nexus, but it's just not going to happen. I mean, JYP could just force this guy in. I mean, Blink is not going to help because Blink gives a Stalker almost an extra life, but even with 2 lives for each of these Stalkers, it's not going to matter because the Immortals are just going to do too much damage. Nice Sentry player here, actually, trying to trap some units, but it's only buying him time, but it's not enough time for him to really make anything happen. He's getting a single Immortal out. Just like, who cares? He's going up against 5. There's 5 Immortals in this army for JYP, and there we go. We have the good game coming out of NaNiwa, and there he goes. And so congratulations to JYP for a sensational victory there. Very, very nice usage of just the straight up Immortals. And Immortals are one of those units where it's a bit hard to counter. I mean, Zealots with legs do very well because the Immortals do crap all damage to them, so you got to get a lot of them, send them in with Stalker backups, but yeah, never really happened for NaNiwa. He never got the Zealots and the Zealot legs and all that sort of stuff, so yeah, never really happened, but it was a good try. It was definitely a good try early game to try and make it happen, and it was just unfortunate there was a Void Ray early on, because if it wasn't for that Void Ray, I feel like he would have pressed a bit harder and maybe taken out an early victory. But anyway, that has been that game. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned tomorrow for another one. This has been Hairy Muppet, and yeah, awesome.